Good morning, everyone. My name is Giselle C. Callas, and today our topic is about the Norse mythology. But before the discussion, I will ask you first if you're familiar with the movie Thor. I know for sure that we all know who Thor is, especially his super heavy hammer, that he himself is the only one who can carry it. But did you know that Thor is originally from the Norse mythology? Yes, Thor is one of the gods in Norse mythology, and throughout the discussion, we will get to know him more, and so the other gods and goddesses. So stay put and listen, because I will discuss to you first the introduction for Norse folklore and mythology. So what is Norse mythology? Norse mythology is the body of mythology practiced in Scandinavia. These are the countries of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, stemming from paganism and continuing after the introduction of Christianity. Norse mythology encompasses of figures and stories from numerous sources, from medieval manuscripts, archaeological evidence, and folk tradition that are from before and after the pagan era. In addition, Norse mythologies consist of tales of various deities, beings, and heroes derived from numerous sources, from both before and after the pagan period, including medieval manuscripts, archaeological representations, and folk tradition. But before the Norse, also known as the Vikings, converted to Christianity during the Middle Ages, they had their own vibrant native pagan religion, which was called the Norse paganism. And it was as harshly beautiful as the Nordic landscape to which it was intimately connected. The centerpiece of that religion was what we call today as the Norse mythology. These are the set of religious stories that gave meaning to the Vikings' lives. And these myths revolve around gods and goddesses with fascinating and highly complex characters such as Odin, Thor, Freya, and Loki. And the conversion was likely eased along by the fact that many of their myths and beliefs bear a striking resemblance to Christianity, as well as the myths of other cultures that we have studied. The Norse religion that contained these myths never had a true name, and those who practiced it just called it tradition. However, people who continued to follow the old ways after the arrival of Christianity were sometimes called as heathens, which originally meant as people who live on the heaths or elsewhere in the countryside, and the name has stuck. So who are the Vikings? The Vikings were the seafaring Norse people from southern Scandinavia, which is the present day of Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, who from the late 8th to late 11th centuries raided, pirated, traded, and settled throughout parts of Europe. They also voyaged as far as the Mediterranean, North Africa, the Middle East, and the North America. The Vikings had also their own beliefs, and this is called as the Norse mythology prior to Christianization. And that Norse mythology centered on gods such as Odin, Thor, Loki, and Freya. Furthermore, Norse mythology is recorded in dialects of Old Norse, a North Germanic language spoken during the European Middle Ages. These texts were recorded in manuscripts from oral tradition in Iceland during the 30th century. Poems and sagas have given the best insight of beliefs and deities worshipped amongst the Norse people. Objects from archaeological finds have been interpreted as depicting Norse mythology, such as amulets with Thor's hammer found amongst pagan burial sites, and small female figures interpreted as Valkyries. And that's all for the introduction of Norse folklore and mythology. And now let's proceed to the creation story of Norse mythology to be discussed by Ms. Cunyato.